You know that feeling? Your day is made better when you can assist another person. Helping the people is a whole lot of fun. But hold on, what would you say if I told you there may be a drawback? Don't worry, I'm not here to preach selfishness. Nevertheless, even the best things need to have a balance. Things start to become interesting. When it came to this topic, even the ancient Stoics, known for their emphasis on leading a moral life, had some startling opinions. So, click the subscribe icon for more incredible content like this, and let's explore 13 surprising ways helping others can actually harm you. Number 1. Becoming a doormat. Oh, the very definition of a yes person. Everyone has been there, our hands raised in a furious wave of agreement the entire time. One of your co-workers has assigned you yet another duty. It is more than possible to fit in. Is it the 4th time this year that a friend has needed assistance with moving? I'm sure of it. However, the truth is that saying yes repeatedly consumes your valuable time and energy like a tide that never stops moving. Suddenly, your to-do list has become monstrous, and your once enthusiastic spirit resembles a deflated balloon. Stoicism reminds us that true strength doesn't come from becoming a human machine that can do everything, but rather from setting healthy boundaries. Imagine your energy as a source of water. You will do well if you respond yes to every request. On the other hand, a persistent N protects your resources and guarantees that you will have the funds to address critical things such as your objectives, interests, and well-being. One does not always have to be a wicked person to say no. Take a look at these tips inspired by Stoic philosophy. Being straightforward and honest is okay. An MPL statement such as, "I'm swamped right now," or "This doesn't align with my priorities," is sufficient. Provide alternative solutions. I can't help you move this weekend, but I'm happy to recommend some reliable movers. Concentrate on providing ideas. I understand you need help, but perhaps we can brainstorm some solutions together. It is important to remember that a no that is not only polite but also forceful protects your health and enables you to become a more present and helpful person in the long run. Number 2. The expectation game. Every single one of us has experienced that. When a buddy is in need, you offer them a helping hand, a shoulder to cry on, or even $20. Perhaps all you want is a simple thank you, or maybe you anticipate receiving a favor. After that, the radio was completely quiet. This means that there will be no payback. I hurt. You might feel angry and exploited if you receive assistance without receiving it back. Doing virtuously for the sake of doing virtuously is a potent antidote to this expectation game, which Stoicism recommends. When you serve someone expecting to receive anything in return, you are engaging in a transaction rather than demonstrating true generosity. Here's the deal. Imagine this. You come across an old individual having difficulty carrying groceries. Do you assist because you anticipate receiving a reward? Or do you do it because it is the moral thing to do? In contrast, Stoicism promotes the latter. A genuine concern for others and a desire to make a meaningful contribution to the world should be the motivation for helping other people. Using this method has several unexpected advantages. First, it liberates you from the disappointment of having expectations that are not fulfilled. Second, it allows you to feel the unadulterated satisfaction of assisting someone in need. The power of compassion surpasses any external compensation. Without a doubt, gratitude is still a delight. Let's be honest here. Thankfulness is still a beautiful thing to have in your hands. The fact that someone has shown gratitude for your assistance is just incredible. However, it would be best if you did not allow its absence to diminish the value that your excellent conduct already possesses. Helping people without expecting anything in return makes you a shining example of optimism and encourages others to follow in your footsteps. And that, my friend, is a fantastic reward for your efforts. Number 3. Enabling bad habits. Everyone has a friend like that. There's always a friend who seems to need assistance. Have you failed to meet a deadline? You will repair it again, so don't worry about it. Need to arrive on time for work? Again, you'll be doing me a favor, so don't worry. For as long as the maternal impulse is active, repeatedly rescuing someone may have unforeseen repercussions. This story serves as a warning against succumbing to the trap of enabling. As a result of your persistent efforts to save your buddy from the consequences of their actions, you are denying them a significant opportunity to gain knowledge from their behavioral choices. Imagine that it is similar to a bicycle's handlebars. Undoubtedly, they offer temporary assistance, but impede a person from learning how to ride independently. A central tenet of the Stoic philosophy is the promotion of self-reliance in other people. Rather than acting as their fixer, you should provide assistance that enables them to accept responsibility for their actions. I have some advice for you. To assist them, to equip them with the tools necessary to deal with future circumstances, you should guide them through problem solving and brainstorm potential solutions, providing tough love while maintaining kindness. Sometimes a kind yet forceful discourse is required. Explain how their repeated rescuing stunts their progress. Please pay attention to the long-term benefits. Remind them that momentary discomfort, the experience of confronting consequences, is necessary to develop long-term learning and resilience. It is essential to remember that genuine friendship is not about protecting someone from life's challenges, but rather about assisting them in navigating those challenges with self-assurance. If you encourage them to accept responsibility within the organization, you will eventually put them in a position to achieve better long-term success. Number 4. Ignoring your own needs. Every single one of us has experienced that. Your tendency to put the requirements of others ahead of you causes you to become engulfed in a tornado of assisting others. Helping out a neighbor who is sick, volunteering every weekend, and being everyone's emotional support system are all things you do. Disregarding your well-being can lead to a dangerous location known as a burnout city, even if it may seem reasonable to help others. A compelling alternative to the idea that self-care is selfish is provided by Stoicism. Imagine that you are a powerhouse that is filled with compassion and energy. Helping other people consistently without replenishing your well may eventually leave you exhausted and unable to provide genuine assistance to anyone else. This does not mean that you should become a reclusive hermit to take care of yourself. Realizing your limitations and trying to restore your resources are both critical aspects of this. Consider it this way. On a lengthy journey, you put on your oxygen mask before assisting other passengers. If you maintain your health and balance, you can help others more effectively, avoiding burnout and anger. Self-care things. Schedule time for things that will help you replenish your batteries, such as reading, spending time in nature, or even just taking a bath to relax. Establish boundaries. Learn how to gently but firmly decline an offer. Protecting your time and energy is perfectly acceptable since they are essential resources. Feel free to seek assistance or distribute work. You should be confident enough to ask for help from others. Having a solid support system helps you prevent feeling overwhelmed. When you put your health and happiness first, you are not being self-centered. you are becoming a more reliable source of assistance for the people in your immediate environment. Remember that a full well will overflow more quickly than an empty one. Number 5. Rescuing the wrong people. Let us be honest, the impulse to be a hero is present in a significant number of us. We observe someone who is having difficulty, and the need to intervene and save the day begins to take hold of us. However, please don't let go of your cape for a moment. An essential lesson from Stoicism is that there are times when the most helpful thing you can do is to take a step back and let someone else deal with their problems. Just picture a little child learning how to walk. They wobble and take a shaky step, and then what happens? You run in and manage to capture them every time, don't you? Not likely at all. Even while you want to protect children from catastrophic injuries, allowing them to experience a minor fall will teach them how to maintain their balance and be resilient. When it comes to assisting other people, the same rules apply. Constantly rescuing someone from their troubles hinders them from acquiring essential skills for coping with difficulties. Your heroic actions are necessary because they never learn how to handle issues on their own, keeping them reliant on your assistance. Those who practice Stoicism are encouraged to help others develop resilience. In other words, this means giving individuals the ability to confront their challenges head-on. The following are some of the methods that you may accomplish. Provide direction, not solutions. Instead of telling them the answer, you should direct them through finding a solution to the problem. Please encourage them to generate their solutions and engage in a brainstorming session to explore various options. Celebrate even the smallest victories. Recognizing and rejoicing in even the smallest of their victories is essential. This helps them feel more confident and encourages them to keep heading in the right direction. It is crucial to provide emotional support to the individual, but it is also essential to refrain from taking control of the situation. It's important to learn from both successful and unsuccessful experiences to gain knowledge. Keep in mind that providing someone with the resources necessary to traverse challenges with bravery and resiliency is the essence of meaningful support. It is not about removing every obstacle that may arise along the way. Sometimes the most empowering action is to let them take the lead in their own story. Number 6. Ignoring the bigger picture. Every single one of us has experienced that. You feel a strong emotional draw to a cause, and the fact that the contribution box is calling to you causes you to grab your wallet. However, here's the thing. Although having good intentions is lovely, there are instances when throwing money at a problem isn't the most effective approach. The Stoic philosophy emphasizes prudent behavior, which also applies to charity giving. Imagine you are throwing a pail of water on a fire that is still burning. It may temporarily dampen things, but there are more effective techniques to put out fires. Giving money to a charity without first studying its success might be like pouring water on a complicated problem. Stoicism teaches us to consider our actions carefully and to behave with deliberateness. This entails researching charitable organizations before donating. Here are some suggestions for acts of generosity. Try to do some research. Look for organizations with a demonstrated history of success and openness in their operations. G-Well and Charity Navigator are two excellent resources that should be investigated. Find a way to align your values. Pick issues that speak to you on a personal level. Are you intensely interested in animal welfare, environmental conservation, or public education? Direct your charitable contributions towards the causes that hold the most tremendous significance for you. Consider cost effectiveness. Not all charitable organizations have the same overhead expenses. While others have lower overhead charges, some have more significant fees. It is essential to investigate the proportion of donations that are given directly to the cause. Your gift, which you have made with the best intentions, will have a genuine and long-lasting effect if you are a discriminating contributor. It is essential to remember that Stoicism is not about preventing you from helping. Instead, it is about assisting you in helping more intelligently. Number 7. Sacrificing your values. Every one of us has the desire to be helpful and supportive friends. On the other hand, what happens when someone you care about needs assistance accomplishing a goal that directly opposes your fundamental principles? Walking this tightrope is a challenging task. On the other hand, the Stoic philosophy conveys an unmistakable message. You should never compromise your integrity to assist another person. Imagine your friend is interested in launching a company that takes advantage of gaps in environmental legislation. For you, the concept of sustainability is fundamental. Assisting them in this endeavor would violate your principles and beliefs. Stoicism emphasizes leading a life worthy of virtue. This means you should behave according to what you think is correct, even when doing so is challenging. It can undermine your integrity by surrendering your principles to assist another person. In the end, this will result in sentiments of hypocrisy and hatred. What then are your options? The philosophy of Stoicism does not advocate forsaking a friend. Some approaches to managing this circumstance while maintaining your integrity are as follows. To have an honest conversation. What values contradict theirs, and why can you not support their particular goal? Give them alternative ways to help, such as by connecting them with resources that align with your core beliefs. Establishing boundaries means declining assistance with anything directly opposing your values, which is okay. Honesty is something that a genuine friend would value. Pay attention to the things you have control over. Although you cannot influence another person's decisions, you can control your actions and emotions. It is essential to remember that Stoicism is not about conformity or judgment. It would help if you lived authentically and according to your beliefs. In certain circumstances, the most encouraging thing you can do is act as a voice of reason and urge someone to pursue a course of action that is congruent with your beliefs. Number 8. Feeling responsible for others' happiness. Every single one of us has experienced that. When a buddy is feeling depressed, we want to do all in our power to help them feel better. The encouragement speeches, the gourmet snacks, and even the promise to be their therapist for the night are all things that we include in our arsenal. On the other hand, here's the truth bomb. You have no power over the happiness of another person. Stoic philosophy provides a potent remedy for the weight of duty that one must bear. It brings to our attention the things we can control, our actions and emotions. Take pleasure in the image of a garden. Sunlight, water, and good soil, support, encouragement, and an ear to listen are all things that may be provided, yet it is impossible to make flowers bloom against their will. To be a helpful presence but not a happy superhero is something you are encouraged to do by Stoicism. The following are some of the methods that you may accomplish. It serves as a safe space by providing an ear to listen to without passing judgment. Having someone to talk to about their feelings may lift a great weight off someone's shoulders. Encouragement and solace should be offered. A supportive remark, a gentle grip on the shoulder, or a reminder of their many positive qualities may go a long way. Give them the ability to discover their joy. You should assist them in determining the pursuits or pastimes that contribute to their satisfaction. Always keep in mind that their journey is their happiness. The pleasure of an individual is ultimately their responsibility. They must identify the sources of joy inside themselves and create good habits to fulfill them. If you let go of the responsibility of regulating another person's pleasure, you will be astonished by the excellent outcomes that result. You will have less stress and a sense of being overwhelmed, and the potential exists for your connections to become more authentic and helpful. One should concentrate on becoming the best version of themselves and providing reasonable assistance to others. Assisting someone on their journey is, in and of itself, an excellent type of help. Number 9. Sharing the burden and empowering others. Every single one of us has experienced that. If you feel overwhelmed and stretched thin, it is because you are drowning in a sea of tasks. But what if the secret to providing successful assistance was not to take on all responsibilities, but to allow others to share the burden? Stoicism is a philosophical school that promotes the idea of delegation, which acknowledges that sometimes the most beneficial action is to provide others with the resources and trust they need to participate. Imagine a group working together to clean up a big mound of trash. One individual intent on being the hero tries to handle everything independently. The process could be more laborious, time-consuming, and ultimately ineffective. Delegation, on the other hand, makes it possible for the team to collaborate, using each individual's capabilities to remove the trash promptly and efficiently. Stoics acknowledge that every one of us has something to contribute to the world. By delegating tasks, you can accomplish the following. You empower other people by allowing them to acquire new skills, expand their capabilities, and experience a sense of achievement because of your actions. By assigning tasks to others, you can create more time to concentrate on your abilities and make a substantial difference in areas where you excel. We should encourage collaboration because working on a project can strengthen connections and give people a sense of a common goal. Taking inspiration from Stoicism, the following are some suggestions for efficient delegation. Select the appropriate individual. Coordinate the work according to the individual's abilities and interests. To ensure that people comprehend the work, the expectations, and the resources that are accessible, you should provide clear instructions. Being ready to answer questions and provide comments throughout the journey may support and guide those who approach you. Honor others' achievements by recognizing and appreciating their contribution to the ultimate objective. Always keep in mind that delegation is not the same thing as abdication. When you delegate chores, you are not simply dumping them and walking away. The task is establishing a cooperative atmosphere where all individuals can offer their best work. Sharing responsibilities not only helps you feel less burdened, but it also allows others to develop and make significant contributions to you. As a result, this helps cultivate a more effective and encouraging assistance network, ultimately benefiting all parties involved. Number 10. Resentment buildup. Every single one of us has experienced that. Regularly, you go out of your way to assist someone, going to great lengths to fulfill their requirements whenever possible. What happens when you receive a repetitive shrug or a complete lack of appreciation for your efforts? Persistently feeling exploited might gradually lead to developing a negative emotion known as resentment. Communicating effectively is a great weapon that Stoicism provides for combating resentment. Imagine a source of helpfulness that is already present inside you. Persistent requests that require recognition may exhaust such a well. leaving you feeling depleted and angry afterward. It is essential to deal with the problem before it becomes a source of hatred. Take a look at these Stoic-inspired pointers. It is essential to initiate a conversation with the individual you are assisting and to have an honest chat with them. Describe how your unwavering support affects both your well-being and your life. Pay attention to statements beginning with I. Instead of using accusatory language, you should communicate your sentiments using I statements. By way of illustration, I feel overwhelmed when I'm constantly asked to help without any recognition. Establish limits. Creating healthy limits together is a good idea. Explain the types of assistance you can provide and those that are beyond your capabilities. Always keep in mind that communication is essential. Communication that is both open and honest has the potential to convert a relationship that is one-sided into one that is mutually helpful. The person you're helping may be utterly unaware of the consequences of their actions. When you communicate your requirements, you create the conditions for a more harmonious and satisfying connection. A simple thank you may go a long way. Appreciating the person's gratitude for your assistance, if they express it, is essential. However, remember that you shouldn't let gratitude be the only thing that drives you to take action. When you work on developing clear communication and setting limits, you can prevent any feelings of resentment and establish a connection based on mutual respect and understanding. In and of itself, that reward is far more valuable than any silent thank you. Number 11. Creating dependence. Every single one of us has experienced that. Someone calls a pal, anxious about an impending deadline they have forgotten about again. You saved the day once more with your heroic actions. On the other hand, here's the thing. If you are constantly handling someone else's issues for them, you could be doing them a disservice in the foreseeable future. Fostering self-reliance in others is a central tenet of the Stoic philosophy. Picture a little youngster learning how to ride a bicycle. Even though they stumble and fall, they finally recover and become stable. What would happen if you were hovering next to them the entire time, capturing them at every moment of uncertainty? Without a doubt, kids would never be able to learn how to ride on their own, but they would never fall. When it comes to assisting other people, the same rules apply. Providing kids with the instant fix regularly stops them from building the skills and resilience necessary to face problems independently. Their dependence on you impedes their progress and prevents them from becoming self-sufficient. Stoicism stresses the importance of providing people with the resources they require to find solutions to their issues. Here are some of the methods you can implement. Don't impose your will on them. Rather than giving them the solution, you should guide them through dealing with the issue. Ask them questions to help them build their critical thinking abilities and develop ideas for solutions. Please pay attention to the long-term benefits. Describe the long-term benefits of understanding how to solve difficulties independently. They'll have greater self-assurance and the ability to take on future obstacles. Honor even the smallest of victories. Recognize and take pleasure in even the smallest of their accomplishments when solving difficulties on their own. This bolsters their self-assurance and inspires them to continue developing. Keep in mind that genuine assistance fosters independence. You are not abandoning other people when you want to help them become self-sufficient. You're laying the groundwork for their long-term success. They will acquire the ability to overcome life's challenges with self-assurance and resourcefulness, which is a priceless gift you can give someone. Number 12. Ignoring tough conversations. Every single one of us has experienced that. There is a buddy with a poor habit and a coworker who constantly makes the same error, and you tighten your jaw, sorely wanting to discuss it, but quiet prevails. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that avoiding difficult talks may be a significant disservice, not just to the individual, but also to the partnership. Stoicism teaches us that to provide genuine assistance, it is sometimes necessary to confront unsettling facts with honesty and compassion. Imagine a faucet that is dripping. The drip, drip, drip is audible, but you choose not to call a plumber because you fear the bother it will entail. However, that trickle increases, ultimately causing harm and costing you more money in the long run. When it comes to issues in relationships, the same thing happens. Ignoring them allows them to develop hatred, eventually leading to a small problem and a large eruption. The Stoic philosophy urges us to be forthright and honest, even when doing so may be considered awkward. Following are some suggestions that might assist you in handling challenging talks with a supportive spirit. Make sure you pick the right time and location. Surprising someone with an intervention during a hectic workday is not a good idea. Find a quiet time to talk with someone in private. Pay attention to statements beginning with I. Use language that is not accusing. You can use I statements to express how their actions affect you. For instance, I experience frustration when deadlines slip by. A mind that is open to listening. Finding a solution is the objective, not trying to launch an assault. Please pay close attention to their point of view and try to comprehend the problem's fundamental cause. Provide solutions rather than requirements. Consider the many potential solutions when approaching the conversation. Present it as a means of cooperating to achieve a more favorable conclusion. Recall that sincerity is the mother of growth. However, although difficult talks can be nerve-wracking, they are frequently necessary to maintain successful partnerships. You are not generating conflict when you confront problems head-on with honesty and compassion. Instead, you provide an opportunity for personal development and comprehension among the community. This can improve your link and enable you to assist each other better. One of the unexpected benefits of open communication is that the other person may recognize and value your honesty. The person you're helping will feel relieved to have finally addressed the issue and may appreciate your willingness to assist them in finding a solution. When faced with a challenging topic in the future, a little honesty may go a long way in creating better and healthier ties. Number 13. Missing personal growth opportunities. Every single one of us has experienced that. We have all experienced the feeling of being overburdened, the never-ending to-do list, and an inbox overflowing with messages. What if the answer to unlocking your personal development is in a straightforward two-letter word? The philosophy of Stoicism reminds us that genuine self-improvement frequently necessitates prioritizing our virtuous path, which may sometimes compel us to decline demands from other sources. Imagine yourself on rich soil. The potential is abundant, and it is prepared to cultivate seeds into plants full of vitality. However, what happens if you keep planting without allowing anything to grow or develop? When the soil is exhausted, it is impossible to support new life growth. Every aspect of our time and energy is subject to the same concept. When we consistently respond yes to other people's desires, we leave little opportunity for our personal development. Stoic philosophy urges us to regard declining an offer as an opportunity rather than a restraint. In this manner, you will be able to free up time and energy by declining requests that are not important. Making intentional living a part of your daily routine can help you engage in activities that align with your goals and beliefs. It could be finally enrolling in that writing class, acquiring a new talent, or staying in bed for the recommended time. Focus on your virtues. Stoicism strongly emphasizes leading a virtuous life. The ability to say no enables you to devote time and attention to cultivating those qualities, whether developing intelligence, bravery, or self-control. Invest in yourself. Consider declining an offer as an investment in your personal development and well-being. By prioritizing your needs, you will develop into a more robust and capable individual, ultimately making you better suited to assist others in the long term. Neglecting other people does not mean saying no to them. Reminding yourself that declining an offer does not mean turning into a hermit or ignoring your obligations is an essential point to keep in mind. It is about intentional decisions that align with your beliefs and the goals you have set for yourself. The following are some suggestions for making effective use of the word no. Consider providing alternatives. There are instances when a straightforward no but may go a long way. Explain the constraints you are working under, but offer to help differently. Establish boundaries. Your availability and priorities should be communicated transparently. Doing so may help to manage expectations and avoid resentment. Pay attention to the long-term benefits. Remember that your ability to say ultimately allows you to become a more helpful and supportive person in the future. This will enable you to devote more time to your personal development. You can win a surprise prize by embracing the power of no, which is personal growth.